Awesome. Our guest today is Toronto performance artist Jessica Gorlicky. She's right down here. She's also known as JessGO. She's known for creating colorful canvases at top speed for clients like Google, Nordstrom, Cirque du Soleil, and Coca-Cola. Welcome to Kitchener, Jess.
Thank you so very much.
So you're going to do something for us inspired by an iconic local place that people will know. Tell us what you're going to do.
Exactly. I'm going to do the Pioneer Tower. I'm excited to do it.
Okay.
I'm just going to start, building in some of the skyline here, and
so
I'm going to go for it.
So you do this at all kinds of corporate events and in your own gallery?
I do. I'd love to perform in my own space because I get to be free and sort of do my own thing. And while I talk to people, I sort of situate myself in, in many different spaces in the space. Yeah. But when I'm performing for clients, it's specific, it's lights, it's stage, it's exciting.
Right. Right, and so you just kind of take your inspiration from images, and then what prompted you to want to do it fast?
Yeah, you know what? A client called me in 2000 and said, would you like to tour Canada and paint along the Winter 2010 Olympics? I'm getting caught on my own easel here with my own shirt, and we are good.
There you go, you're free.
And so, I had said, sure, what does it entail? And he said, you've got 7 minutes with RBC to create this huge piece. And I thought, how am I supposed to do that? And with a bit of practice and using my hands actually to speed, because it acts as a brush, I realized, hey, I can do this. I got to travel across the country to 56 different towns and cities on behalf of the main sponsor for the 2010 Winter Olympics. And then I was a speed painter.
And so we're looking beside me here, some of the works that you have up in your gallery right now. This is part of an exhibit called Vague.
It is.
Sort of like Vogue, inspired by Vogue, right?
It is, and I basically wanted to investigate over the century of amazing Vogue covers, and I wanted to have my own sort of vague interpretation and give them a spin. And I love fashion and I love texture, and I really wanted to explore sort of that medium and sort of a different way of my own interpretation of, hey, I love fashion, let's see what we can do.
Now, I don't know much about paint. Is this acrylics or oils?
It's all acrylic, and it's very water-based. It's very easy to use. I manipulate it with my brush. I use hands. I love to use spray cans at times. And, you can just, if you have somewhat of an interesting subject, which we do here for Kitchener today, and I'm excited to paint the tower, and I have a little reference right behind me. So I'm going to keep looking back to make sure that I well represent what we're doing here today. It's exciting. And then, of course, it's going to be an abstract version. Usually when I'm on stage, it is somewhat of an abstract version because I'm speed painting. I'm going super quickly.
Right.
So people know that, and sometimes I'm on stage for an hour or two, and those could be Toronto cityscape, could be the CEO of a company, could be anything, and then I put a little bit more detail into those at times.
Neat.
So, yeah.
At your gallery, it's on Queen Street in Toronto.
Exactly.
You had an exhibit going, this Vague exhibit, and it's moving to Montreal now, is that right?
It is. It's going to Gallery 203 in Montreal for Grand Prix weekend, which is happening this weekend in Montreal. Super exciting.
Yeah.
I won't be there for the whole weekend because I'm coming back to Toronto to do some performances, but there will be the 3 weeks where you can sort of go into the gallery and view those pieces and see the entire collection. And then when that's sort of off my walls in my own gallery space, I'll put up other collections of mine that I'd previously shown in sort of a mishmash, because I want to show all of my collections and and get those out there.
And you're kind of running on a clock, not just with the painting, but with your gallery, because they're tearing it down to make room for condos, right?
It's true, it's true. And they've been very kind to me. And I will be moving to a studio space at Caledonia and Castlefield in Toronto, in what's considered the Design District, to become a pretty amazing area there. And I'm happy to be in a new neighborhood where I get to meet some new people and, investigate my surroundings. So I'll be moving there in September.
I like the way the colors are blending and you're just doing it with your hand like that.
It's really super fun to be playful. Would you like a brush? Do you want to come?
I don't want to wreck
it. No, you couldn't. And that's the fun thing about paint, is that it's really easy to manipulate, and acrylic dries super quickly if you haven't painted before and you wanted to experiment. I say to people, don't worry about messing up. There is no such thing, because paint can be like, you can go over with layers of paint because it dries so quickly these days.
Right.
The old mentality of it takes months to make a painting, which it still takes some artists months to make paintings. In
I've
this
just been
case,
given the
with
1 minute warning, Jess.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Then you can, you can go over it super quickly. So at least I know how much time I have left to paint this thing. Awesome.
And so your work has been used by people at Google and Nordstrom.
I have had an incredible run being able to make specific paintings for those companies. For Nordstrom, I was in Ottawa as their opening back in April, I believe, or March. I painted a 60-foot mural there, and it was part of their grand opening. It was a super celebratory moment for me because Nordstrom, being someone who I'm totally a fan of, and to be able to paint there and have my signature piece on their walls was super exciting.
And your time is just about up.
Okay.
So if you want to see Jess do this work live and in person, check out her gallery. It's at 944 Queen Street West in Toronto. That's until September, right?
It's until September.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Thanks
much
so much.
for having me,
That's
Nancy.
very cool.
I'm going to just do the final touches
There we
while
go.
you continue on.
We're going to take a break now.